a couple of examples of the impact that this can have on your business. To Graham's point, we won't totally mitigate this, but even just having a small impact on this has a massive outsized return in the business. Okay. So just two quick scenario here for us to imagine. Let's take scenario A, and let's imagine that you're a business starting from zero. So it's like day one, you just open the doors, you have zero clients, right? And let's say that you're acquiring new clients at a rate of 10 per month and you have 10% attrition. Okay. So what that looks like is month one, as you can see on this little spreadsheet here, you acquire 10 athletes, 10% attrition. So you lose one. So you finish the month with 9 athletes. Okay. But then as the months progress on, of course, right? Month two, you acquire 10 more athletes, 10% attrition. So now you lost 2 athletes, right? And that continues to compound, right? And it affects your rate of growth. So in this example, we've got a 10% attrition rate. If we extrapolate that rate out of 10 new clients per month with 10% attrition for 12 months, at the end of that 12 months, you'd be at 65 clients total. Okay. And we can see how the rate of net gain starts to drop off pretty significantly as we get into like month 6, month 7, right? To where now you're only net gaining like 4 new athletes a month, right? Whereas if we take scenario B, everything is the same, starting from 0 clients, 10 new clients per month, but instead of 10% attrition, we have 5% attrition, and we extrapolate that out 12 months, you end up at 87 new clients. So all we did was just take the attrition and reduce it by 5 percentage points, right? Which in this example is not that many athletes, right? Like that's not a crazy heavy lift. But if we can just reduce it by 5 percentage points, it has this massive impact on your business. Right now, instead of being at 65 athletes and clients at the end of the 12 months, you have 87, which is a big difference in revenue, right? And so I point this out that a lot of the time I feel like the first time that people kind of see the numbers on paper with this, it's kind of like the first time that they learned about compounding interest, right? They're like, it kind of blows their mind as to like how much of an impact this has on the business, right? Imagine extrapolating this out over years, right? And how much of an impact, thousands and thousands of dollars in retained revenue that it would have in your business. Graham, anything that you want to add there?
Yeah, Dylan, do you have, I know in kind of like the health club industry, the average is around 60, 70%. Do you have any kind of standards or data for where you think a good retention rate for sports performance gyms is?
Yeah, good
I know
question.
it probably depends on the size too.
It depends on the size, but what I've seen historically is that if you average out over the course of a year, so you take your monthly attrition and you average it over the course of a year, you really want to be under 10%. That really is the standard, right? It's like 7% averaged out over the course of a year is a good retention rate, because obviously we're going to have our high attrition months and our lower attrition months, right? Like with back to school season. But when you average that out over the course of a year, if you're at 7% or really anything below 10% is a good place to be. If you're over 10%, then this is definitely something that you should be focused on.